Now today we are going to start with the new chapter, the future tense. All right. So now this is the broad classification of tenses. You can see the first is the present tense. We have completed this chapter. The second is the past tense. We have also completed this one. So now today we are starting with the future tense, which denotes that an action that will happen in the future. So it is talking about the future. Okay. So now if you see, this is a further classification of tenses, and we have done the present simple, present continuous, present perfect, and present perfect continuous. And then in the past tense also, we have done the past simple, past continuous, past perfect, and past perfect continuous tenses. So now today we will do these two, which are underlined, the future simple and the future continuous tenses. Okay. So now we are starting with the future simple tense. So it takes a simple form that it will use will and plus the verb. All right. So let's see its uses. Okay. So the first use of simple future tense is it is used to predict a future event. So when you are predicting something that will happen in future, then we can use the simple future tense. For example, it will rain tomorrow. So we are just predicting that it might rain tomorrow. So we can use will rain over here, the simple future tense form. Then I will visit the Big Ben when I visit London. So this is also a sort of prediction because there is nothing certain when I will visit London, when I will go to the Big Ben. So we are just making a statement of the future, predicting something that if I visit London, I will go to the Big Ben. Okay. Then the third example, I will go to the market with him. So here also we are predicting that whenever he will go to the market, I will also accompany him. I will go along with him. So all these examples are showing some sort of a prediction. All right. So then the second use, it is used to talk about things that are not certain to happen. For example, so now also this use is quite similar to the prediction because when we predict a future event that is not certain whether it will happen or not. Similarly, if you see in the second case also, it is used to talk about things that are not very certain that they will happen. For example, I think he will call me later. So this thing, if you see, you are not certain whether he will call you or not, but you think that he will call you later. So these forms will also use the simple future tense. I believe it will be a nice meeting. So this is your belief that it will be a nice meeting. Whether it will be or not, you are not sure and certain about it, but this is your belief. You are not confirmed that it is going to happen. He thinks that they will not recognize us. So here also, if you see that this is his thinking that they will not recognize us. So this is also not a sure shot possibility that this is going to happen. This is only his thinking. So if you see the first use here also, there is unpredictability. You are just predicting, but there is no surety about it. And in the second case itself, it is saying that events which are not certain that whether they will happen or not, you are not sure about them. So in both these cases, you can easily see that there is some sort of uncertainty present. And when such an uncertainty is present, we are using the simple future tense. All right. Now let's see the third use. So we use it to make promises or express willingness to do something in future. So if we are making a promise for the future that I will do such and such thing, then we can use the simple future tense. For example, this is a simple sentence, I will help you. So here we are making a promise or we are expressing willingness to do something in the future, that in the future I will help you. See the second example, he will help us fix the car tomorrow. So in this case also, he is expressing willingness that he will do something for us in the future. he will help us fix the car tomorrow. So this will also take the simple future tense. The plumber will come to mend the leaking sink. So in this case also, the plumber has expressed some sort of willingness to do something in the future. So he will come and he will mend the leaking sink. Okay, now let's see the next use. We also use it to make a sudden decision. So for example, this is not very pre-planned decisions, but they are taken just at the moment. All right. So they are very sudden in nature, that you suddenly decide on something. For example, I will make some tea. So you are sitting with a group of people, all right, you are having a conversation, then all of a sudden you want to make some tea. You make up your mind. So you just say, I will make some tea. All right. So this is a sudden decision that you have taken on the spot. Then if you see the second example, I will pay for the tickets. So if you and your friends have gone to the cinema to watch a movie, and then there all of a sudden you realize that I should pay for the tickets. So you make a sudden decision and you say, I will pay for the tickets. So when you make a sudden decision, you can use the simple future form of tense. All right. Okay. Now let's see the other use. We use it to state a fact. So for example, facts which are generally known to all of us. So we can use simple future tense to describe those facts also. For example, dogs will chase cats. So everybody knows that dogs chase cats. So we can also say that dogs chase cats, but we can also say dogs will chase cats. All right. Because we know if there is a dog and a cat present, a dog will chase a cat, right? So when we want to state a simple fact, we can use the simple future tense for it. See the second example. The new highway will improve the traffic flow. So in this case also, you see, we know that if a new highway will be constructed, then naturally it will improve the traffic flow. It is very simple to understand. So here also you can see that it is a matter of fact that if a new highway is constructed, it will improve the traffic flow. So here also we are using the simple future tense to state a fact. See the third example. The use of mobile for long hours will make the eyesight weak. So here also we know that if we keep on using the mobile for long hours, it will surely make our eyesight weak. So here also you can see that we are simply stating a fact and we are using simple future tense for it. All right. Then let's see the next use. It is used to state a condition and its probable result. So now you are providing a condition and then you are stating what will be the probable result of that condition if it exists. All right. For example, if I have time, I will watch the film. So you are providing a condition that if I have time, then what is going to happen? It will probably be that I will start watching the film. So you are providing a condition and then you are also providing its probable result. Yes, ma'am. So we were talking about that when we use it to state a condition and its probable result, right? So if you see the second example, the condition is if you drop the glass. So this is the condition, then what will happen? It will break. So this is the probable result. If the glass will be dropped, it is going to break, right? And then if you see the last example, if you don't study hard, you will fail. So we know we are stating a condition. What the condition is that if you don't study hard, and then what will be the probable result of it? That you will fail. So in situations where we are stating a condition and the probable result of that condition, we are using the simple future tense. All right. Now we will see one more use of the simple future tense. It is used to express hope, fear, threat, promises, warnings, predictions with words like hope, believe, I'm sure, I am afraid, probably. All right. So when we want to express all these emotions of hope, fear, threat, warnings, predictions, and making promises, and we use the words for that, like hope, believe, I'm sure, I am afraid, then we are using the simple future tense. You will understand with the help of examples. For example, the first one, I hope he will like my present. Yes. So now we are having hope. The emotion is hope, and we are also using the word hope to make the sentence. I hope he will like my present. Now see the second example. I believe he will like my present. So in the first case, you are hoping that he will like your present. And then in the second case, there is more belief. So belief is something which is more than hope. So you are a bit more certain that he will like my present. Then see the third case. I am sure he will like my present. So now here you are even more sure. First you were hoping, now you believe, and now you are 100% sure that I am sure he will like my present. Then if you see the fourth one, here fear has come. Yes, you can see that it is used to express hope and fear. So in this case, if you see, when you are using the word I am afraid, then it means that you are fearing, right? So here I am afraid he will not like my present. So now you are telling that he will not like my present, and you are afraid. Then I am not sure, but he will probably like my present. So now in this case, you are talking about the probability of something. All right. So you are saying that I am not sure whether he will like it or not, but you are probably sure that he will like my present. So in all these cases, you are trying to express hope, fear, threat, or things like that, then you can simply use the simple future tense form. All right. Okay. Now we will see the use of will, shall, and going to. So where we will use will, where we will use going to. The use of difference between will and shall is very simple. Usually when we use I and we, then we use shall. And for all the other persons, we use will generally. But what is more important, that we see the difference between the use of will and going to. Okay, so now let's see. We use will and shall to talk about things in the future which are outside of our control. So things of the future which are not in our control, we generally use will and shall to talk about such things. And what is the use of going to? We use going to talk about intentions. So when we ourselves intend to do something in the future, then we use going to for it, because then things are in our control, because we are intending to do that thing, right? So when we have intentions about doing something, then we use going to, or we use it to predict an event that shows clear signs of taking place in the present. Or the second use is that we are predicting about an event that we are seeing that it is clearly evident, that shows clear signs of taking place in the present. So if there are clear signs that such an event will take place in the present time, then also we are going to use going to. But we will use will and shall to talk about things in the future which are outside of our control. Okay. Now let's see the examples. Then you will understand better. Oliver was clearly in a bad state. Yes. So they are telling that he was not in a good state. He must be ill or something. Then they are saying he is going to fall ill if he goes out in cold weather. So he was already in a bad state. So if he goes out in the cold weather, he is going to fall ill. So now what we are doing over here, we are predicting an event that is showing clear signs of taking place in the present, right? because we know that he is already in a very bad state. So if he goes out in the cold weather, he will surely fall ill. So this is something which is very clear of taking place in the present. So we are predicting something that shows clear signs of taking place in the present. Okay. Now, if we see the second example, there will be tidal waves in case of a storm. So now in this case, we see that the causing of a storm, it is not in our control. And if you see the creation of tidal waves, this is also beyond human control. We don't have anything to do with it. So when we talk about things in the future which are outside of our control, we can easily use will with them. So there will be tidal waves in case of a storm. All right. Now we will solve an exercise where you will have to fill will or going to. All right. Let's see. All right. So yes, I want participants. Please raise your hands who want to answer. Okay, so a lot of students. Sahaj, you can start.
Morning, sir.
Good morning.
Shubham has been very naughty today. Her mother is going to scold her.
Okay. So tell me the reason also. Can you tell, Sahaj? Okay, I will tell. So the answer is correct, but the reason is that it is an event which is showing clear signs of happening. All right. Because Sushma has been very naughty today. So she was very naughty. So there are high chances that her mother is going to scold her. So if we go back, then you will find it. I will go back the previous slide and show you that you can see that we use going to talk about intentions or predict an event that shows clear signs of taking place. So there were clear signs that since Shushma has been naughty, very naughty today, so there are high chances that her mother is going to scold her today. So did you get it? Why we used it? Yes. So is going to. All right. It's going to scold her. Now the second one. Shreya, you want to answer?
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
So the answer will be she will get a pleasant surprise if she comes home now.
Yes. Tell me the reason.
So it is because the things in the future which are outside
Yes.
of our
Yes.
control.
Good. So
That
this is not a thing which is in our control. We don't know whether she will come right now or not. We don't know anything about it. We are just saying that if she comes, then she will get a pleasant surprise. So her coming to home is not in our control. Yes, we are not making any intention, and there are not clear signs of it happening also, that there are clear signs present that this will happen. So there are no clear signs of this event happening, and we are not talking about any intention also. We are just stating a fact which is beyond our control, that if she will get a pleasant surprise if she comes home. All right. Now, ma'am, please ask someone else to answer.
Ananya Rajput can answer.
Yes, Ananya, answer.
When the flood happens, people will fall ill.
Yes. Tell me the reason also.
Because we are talking about past, but the result will
No,
be in
no,
future.
we are not talking about past. It is saying when the flood happens, it means when the flood will come actually. Yes.
Yes.
We are not talking about past. From where did you get that we are talking about the past tense here? Okay, then explain ahead, go further.
So, sir, first, then we are talking about that in the future it will, like, it will fall when the flood will come, people will fall ill.
Okay, so basically what is happening that these are also things which are beyond our control, coming of floods, and we are stating that we also cannot control people falling ill also, right? Because when the floods will come, when the flood happens, people will fall ill. So these are also things which are beyond our control. So we are simply stating a fact that will happen in the future if the floods will come. Okay. Pranjal, you want to answer?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Good
go ahead.
morning, teachers.
Good morning.
The glass is cracked. It will soon fall off.
Okay, but please tell me why we will not use going to over here.
Sir, because it is a probability that it will fall off or maybe it will not fall off.
Okay, so is this event beyond our control?
No, sir.
Then why will we use will then?
Yes.
When
It
the
is
glass
going to
when
fall
the glass
soon.
is cracked, there are chances that if the glass is cracked, someday it will fall off, right? It cannot
Yes.
remain there till eternity if it is cracked, right? So there are high chances that it is going to fall off soon. Yes. And this
Yes,
is
sir.
also not such an event which is beyond our control. We can get it mended, right? So it is more appropriate for us to use going to over here. All right. It is
Yes.
going to soon fall off. All right. Rishik,
Sir, this answer will be my stick
I
is
can't hear
persist-
you. Please make yourself audible.
Hello, sir.
Rishik, I can't hear you. All right, Brajendra, you answer. Rishik is not audible right now.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Teachers. My sky is persisting.
Persisting, yes.
I will going to the
It will not be will going, Brajendra. It will either be will go or is I am going to. So will going
I
is not
will
there.
go.
Yes, you
I
will not
will
use.
go.
I
I
will
will
go.
go.
All right. But if I use is I am going to, will it be wrong?
No, sir.
See, I am telling you, the is going to is being used for intentions, right? There are two uses of going to. First one is when you intend to do something, you have an intention of doing so, then you use going to. And when an event shows clear signs of happening, that there are high chances that this will happen. These are the two uses. So if you see that the person is saying that my sty is persisting, so he has got a lump in his eye and it is persisting and it is not going away. So what he needs to do is he should see an ophthalmologist. Who is an ophthalmologist? He is an eye doctor, right? So he wants to go to an eye doctor because his sty is persisting. So he is actually making an intention, right? Because of his sty persisting and he is in pain, so he is making an intention that I will go to see the eye doctor, right? So when the intention is being made, then going to will be more appropriate for us. All right. Are you getting it?
Sir, can we use I will go also?
Yes, but we fill the blanks with the one which is more appropriate. If it would have said that you need to fill in the blanks with anything, then maybe you could use will. But when we have got the option that we have to fill either with will or going to, and we know that going to will be more appropriate over here, because the use of going to is when we want to make an intention of doing something in the future. And clearly we can see here that this person is intending to visit the doctor, right? Because he is having some problem in his eye. So he is making an intention, he is intending to visit the doctor. So it is very appropriate for us over here to use the going to form, right?
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Ma'am, please ask someone new to answer the last one.
Vigisha.
Yes, Vigisha.
Sarojini Nagar Market.
I can't hear anything.
Be a bit louder, Vigisha.
Sarojini Nagar Market will close on Monday.
Ma'am, let it be. I think they are doing all this purposefully, so they don't have to answer. They make themselves totally inaudible. Okay, sure.
Sir, I think her answer is will.
Will.
Is that so, Vigisha? Yes.
Okay. But it will not take just will. Correct? It will take will be. The correct form will be Sarojini Market will be closed on Monday. Why? Because this is an event which is beyond our control. The owners of the market, the shops over there, they decide that, right? So this is an event we are talking about, which is not in our control. We are just reporting a fact that the market will be closed on Monday. Okay, so this was a small exercise regarding the use of will or going to. Now we will start with the next form of tense, that is the future continuous tense. We will see the uses of future continuous tense. The form it takes is will be plus verb and the ing. All right. So you will see in the examples also the form that this form of tense takes. It is used to talk about actions that will be in progress at a certain time in the future. All right. So at a certain time in the future, we see that if one action is happening at that certain time, then we use the future continuous tense. For example, this time next week. So the certain time is this time next week. So it means that if it is Thursday today, then next week Thursday we are talking about, right? So this time next week, we will be relaxing in Haridwar. So we are saying that at this certain time. So the certain time is this time next week. Yes. So this time next week is the certain time when one action will be continuously going on, and that action is we will be relaxing. So that action will be going on the next week Thursday. Yes, because today is also Thursday. So the next week comes, and on Thursday at that time we will be relaxing in Haridwar. All right. If you see the second example, by Diwali, I will be speaking French fluently. So now here the certain time is Diwali, by Diwali. What is going to happen? I will be speaking French fluently. So this action will be continuing at that time because I would have learned French till then. So by Diwali, I will be speaking French fluently. So this is the certain time, and this action would be continuous at that time because I will be speaking French fluently. All right. Now let's see the second use. It is used to talk about an action that has been planned. So an action that has been planned also uses the future continuous tense. If you remember, we use the present continuous tense also for this, that if an action has already been planned, then we use it. If you remember, I told you I am meeting him tomorrow. We can use the present continuous tense to talk about things that we have already decided and we have already planned. So future continuous tense can also be used for all those things. All right. So they will be holidaying in France next month. So this is an action that has already been planned, that we are going for a holiday or they are going for a holiday. This is already planned. So we can say that they will be holidaying in France next month. Now, if you see the second example, I will be meeting him on Monday. So if you see in this example, if you say I am meeting him on Monday, this will also be correct. Why? Because the present continuous tense can also be used to talk about an action that has been planned in advance. All right, that is fixed to happen. We can use the present continuous tense for that also. So in this case, you can either say I will be meeting him on Monday, and you can also say I am meeting him on Monday. Both will be correct. All right. Now let's see the third example. When you return, we will be sleeping. Now this is a very specific arrangement. All right. That does not use the present continuous tense. Okay. So if we want to write when you return, we are sleeping, that would be totally incorrect. All right. If we use are sleeping over here, then it will become totally incorrect. But if we use I am meeting, then here it will be correct, because this is a very specific arrangement we are talking about. All right, that when you return, so the event of sleeping is being compared with your returning. So here we are attaching two events. All right. So in this case, we will have to use the future continuous tense. We can't use the present tense for it. Okay. This is a specific arrangement. Okay. Now we move to the other uses. Now it is used to ask something very politely. Okay. If we want to ask something that is going to happen about the future plans of someone, to see if we may do something for them or if they can do something for us. So we are making polite request to someone if I can do something for them or if they can do something for us, then we can use the future continuous tense. For example, will you be driving to Shankar Market this evening? Can you pick my dress from the tailor? So here we are making some polite request. We are politely asking someone that can you pick my dress from the tailor? So we are asking that will you be driving to the Shankar Market today? All right. So here we are making a polite request in this regard. Then if you see the second example, here in the second example, it is saying, will you be going to Lucknow by car? Can I accompany you? So in this case also, if you see that a polite request is being made for by the person, that he wants to accompany the person who is going to Lucknow by car. So he is asking, will you be going to Lucknow by car? Can I accompany you? So in both these examples, the person is politely asking for some help. All right. And if you see the third case, will you be working on this project from tomorrow? Shall I help you? So now in the third case, the person is offering help, right? He is offering that, can I help you? So in this case, if you see, will you be working on the project from tomorrow? Shall I help you? So in the first two examples, the person was politely asking for help. And then in the third example, the person is politely asking if they can do something for the other person. All right. So these three are the basic uses of the future continuous tense. All right. So I think we will stop the class today. All right.